Hello, everybody. How are we feeling? It's England time on the watch along tonight. A lovely, stress free night, really. It's England versus the USA in Group B. Are you ready for it? Let me know what your predictions are for this one. And let me know who you're looking forward to seeing for the Three Lions and who you fear the most in that USA team. We'll go through the lineups and everything. Get your predictions in. Get your hellos in the chat as well. Welcome, Stephen. Do it for the Queen. And Sir Bobby, if England win and it's coming home, then it's a great thing. Absolutely. Helen, Ewan, welcome. Nick, welcome. Ben, good evening, everybody. Get that chat filled up with comments. Keep the debate rolling as it has been all World Cup. Now, let's have a quick little catch up because since I last saw you, this morning, after, let's be fair, even with our home nation's hat on, a great win for Iran this morning has put the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit ahead of this game. So it was Wales 0, Iran 2 this morning in Group A. Interesting, very interesting. Look at his face, just look at his face. Qatar 1, Senegal 3 is not too unexpected. Qatar, the home nation's thinking it out really, aren't they? But interesting, Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1. So that Ecuador-Senegal game, now with Netherlands, you would think beating Qatar in the last game. Well, I'll tell you what's probably easier. Before we go to the team news in this one, we'll say a quick hi to Anna. Yeah, hit that like button, please do. Hi to Ian as well. Let's look at these tables now because we know more, but we don't know everything by half. So Group A have now played 2 games completely. And look at that. That is tighter than we expected it to be. I think we thought Netherlands might have 6 points by now, but they do not. So, I mean, assuming that Qatar are as bad as everybody says, Netherlands will finish on 7, probably atop the group. But that Ecuador-Senegal game is massive. Ecuador only need to draw it now. In order for England to actually get the Netherlands in the second phase, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, would result in basically England screwing it up because I don't think the Netherlands are going to screw it up against Qatar to be on 7 points. Maybe Ecuador could have them on goal difference in the end. We will see. I'm not seeing it that way, but you would make Ecuador favourites to be England's opponents in the round of 16. And that is Group B as it stands. We talked about this a lot this morning, obviously doing the Wales game. Wales are in massive trouble now. The only way that Wales can qualify is they need the USA to be off it tonight. We could get a situation where the USA win and Wales still qualify. Wales have to win their last game against the English. And then, in fact, if you look at it, Wales need the USA to get nothing tonight. If the USA gets something, that means it'll be 2 points USA, 3 points Iran, meaning that even a draw then in that game would put the Welsh really on the back foot there. Although look at Iran's goal difference. Basically, there are still permutations, but the Welsh are big, big outsiders, and they could really do with a favour from England tonight. They could do with USA being on 1 point and Iran being on 3 points going in to that last game, but they need to beat England. So it looks like Wales are going home, and it looks like maybe Ecuador for England in the second phase, but plenty could happen. And let's be honest, there's been plenty of surprises so far this tournament, hasn't there? Comments. Ecuador, excellent. I didn't watch it actually, Ian. I think Netherlands have been underwhelming. I probably agree with that as well. Sonny, welcome. Sir Trevor, put the reams away. It's England tonight. No reams tonight, please, Trevor. Freedom of speech alive and well there. England's first ever World Cup game was against the USA. Yeah, I think we know how that ended. Ian, welcome, sir. Guys, get your predictions and let's do the teams now. Who in the Three Lions are you looking forward to seeing tonight wearing that famous shirt? And who in the US 11 do you fear? Now, only one change in either of the teams, if my brain is serving me correctly. England unchanged, right in for Sargent in terms of the US. Otherwise, I think we've seen 21 of these 22 players already on the channel this tournament. In goal for England, Jordan Pickford is going to want a clean sheet. 2 went by him in the first game. Same for those centre halves. Maguire, who hopefully silenced a few people, but the people that are constantly going to criticise him are going to constantly criticise him, whatever he does. I think we just need to get used to that, don't we? Stones conceded the penalty. I thought they both played well. Other than that, Maguire should have had a penalty early on as well. Shouldn't he? Trippier, those set plays, brilliant. Luke Shaw got an assist as well for Jude Bellingham. And speaking of Jude Bellingham, the most popular player in the nation at the moment is probably the former Birmingham midfielder. He was absolutely brilliant in the first game, and he's got us all very excited. Do we have a dynamic midfielder now to go up against the best in the world, maybe in a big knockout game? I hope we do. Declan Rice is his partner in central midfield. That front four was really good against Iran, weren't they? Sterling, he's just a tournament player, always scores. He scored in 3 of the first 4 games last time for England, straight underway in this one. Delivering. Saka was brilliant, wasn't he? He scored twice. Mount is going to be very important if the US midfield press and are as frantic, and I mean that in a good way, it can be good, it can be bad, as they were against the Welsh. Mount's running power and discipline may be needed as more a number 8 than a number 10, just to drop in with Bellingham and Rice and just shore up that area. Up top, a few worries over Harry Kane earlier in the week. I can see the camera on him right now. Kane's ankle is okay, but everybody will be keeping an eye on that. On the bench for the 3 Lions, I'll go to comments in a second. Wilson, who we may see if England get 2 in front and get Kane rested and, the less stress on that ankle, the better. Grealish, Rashford, Foden, Gallagher, Henderson. Will we see Phillips, White, Cody, Dyer? Will we see Walker, Trent, Ramsdale, Pope? It still has got FootMob there. Have got James Maddison as injured and unavailable. Remember, the 3 players there, Maddison, Walker and Phillips, are the ones we think might just need minutes ahead of others just to get themselves moving. Everybody else should be absolutely fine. Let's go to some comments quickly. What have we got here in the chat? Damis Deu, if I'm saying that right. Good evening. Maguire could be exposed. Well, it's not just going to be Maguire that gets exposed if the US press a lot, but that applies to all of the England back 4 and the 3 central midfielders, doesn't it? Evening from me and my wine. Welcome, Mike and his wine. Ecuador outstanding. Interesting. Restricting. I'll go back and have a good watch of a 15-minute clip of that match. Saka against Robinson should be good. Yeah, it'd be a good one, that won't it? 2-1 England, Saka, Kane, where? Like it. 4-2 England, yes. 3-1 England, 2-0 England. What else have we got here? Come on, England. Saka hat-trick again. That would be nice. Liam, welcome. Not fussed about the score. Let's just win. Well, yeah, there you go. What else have we got? I think we are all good. Right, let's have a look at that United States team, which has just got the one change. Unfortunately, with our championship hats on, we are disappointed to see Josh Sargent going out. Right in for him up the top. But the US team is Turner in goal of Arsenal. Dest and Robinson. Look how high they get up the pitch. This is not a team that we think are going to sit in, this United States team, which should work well for England. But like has been pointed out in the chat, an interesting one for Saka and Sterling. They might have some tracking to do when England are not in possession. Now, what interests me greatly is Zimmerman and Ream, who were very high and very open last time. It's great if you've got the ball, but Harry Kane in those gaps with the 2 runners off him, there could be space. And we hope as England fans that that is the case. Midfield, I liked very much in the first half. They did drop off it as we sing the English national anthem. The boys are doing that right now. McKennie, Adams and Musa, absolute bunch of greyhounds, that lot in midfield. They pressed the hell out of the Welsh, particularly in that first 30 to 45 minutes. The goal scorer in the last game was Ware. He plays down the right. Pulisic is the undoubted big name in the team, the Chelsea man. And Haji Wright is up top of Antalyaspor, which I do believe they are in the Turkish Super League. So does that make him a level above Sargent? I don't know. You tell me, comparing the Turkish Super League and the Championship. Who do you fear in that US team? On the bench, Roldan, Reina, Ferreira, Morris, Sargent. Still no Aronson in the starting lineup. Acosta, De La Torre, Long, Carter Vickers, Yedlin, Scally, Moore, Horvath, and Johnson. We have referee Jesus Valenzuela Saez, and his nationality, before you ask, is Ecuadori, I believe. Is that the right flag there? Or maybe I'm not reading that right. Pass. We'll find out in a minute. It looks like a South American flag to me. It's only about a millimetre wide here on my iPad down there. Keep your comments coming in. It is England versus the USA. US national anthem now being sung by the US lads. Right. Let's go back to the comments. Go on then, 2-0 England. I like it. If you got Mount, you have to have Rashford in the lineup. Mount, Rashford, nearly. Go to Simbin for that one, I think. If England win, would you mind losing to Wales so they go through too? No, not having that. Come on. No throwing games here. 3-1 England. Apologies if it's blanking out your England flags. And I don't know why StreamYard does that. It's not me doing it. It's either StreamYard or YouTube. McCoist on, or where is, or there is. I don't know what you're saying there. Evening, Andy. 4-1. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Saka behind the US defense. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? 5-2. That would be even nicer. Looks like, as ever with the Three Lions, tons of England fans in there. We are just about ready to go at 6:57, 7 p.m. kickoff in the World Cup. I repeat, the stakes are if England win, they are through, not necessarily in first place yet. Obviously, they can still be caught, but if they win, they can only be caught by Iran, who play the USA in the last game. But as someone said in the chat, just win. Just qualify to begin with. We can sit around trying to figure out who they're going to play and all of that. It looks like Ecuador is favourite at the moment, but we did this in the Euros, didn't we? How on earth can we avoid Germany? And it all just went exactly how we expected. And there were Germany, and England beat them, didn't they? So there you go. Let's keep the comments coming in. We've never beat. Yes, I've heard this. We've never beaten USA in the World Cup. Interesting. It would not be the end of the world if it ends a draw tonight. No, it wouldn't. But you know what the England fan base and watchership will be like if England don't win tonight. There will be an absolute meltdown. And I think we all know that that is true. 2-1 England. That'd be nice. Come on, England. Very, very much so. Live with my US friends. So anything other than a win will be a disaster for me. Absolutely. The stakes are high. England looking to get qualified. They would, of course, be the first team to qualify with no back-to-back winner in Group A after that draw between Netherlands and Ecuador. A draw would be risky. Woof. I've said too much on Twitter not to win this game. Absolutely. Still be in a good position. Yeah, we'd still be in a good position. But get that job done, Liam. Don't leave anything to chance. You know what it's like in knockout football. Just a red card, an injury, a bit of bad luck, all of that good stuff. Only played them once in the World Cup 54. That's not true, is it, Nick? I'm sure we played them in 2010 when Rob Green spilt the shot. It was 1-1, wasn't it? We were dreadful, weren't we, in that World Cup under Fabio Capello. The great Fabio Capello, I would say, other than when he was managing England. Right, we are about to go. I'm on ITV1, easy for me to say, HD. I'm on the dish as ever. So if you're on the ITV Hub, if you're watching on your iPad or your laptop or your phone and whatnot, you might be a bit behind me. So do make sure to hit pause. Remember, the chat will still be going in real time. So if you really want to avoid spoilers, You might have to close that chat down, but the chat has been on fire. This tournament's been brilliant. So I wouldn't advise that you do that. We have kicked off here. We'll get you a timestamp, hopefully, on 1 minute. It is England versus the United States of America. John Stones. That's it at the back for the three lines. Pickford, Trippier, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice, Bellingham, Saka, Mount, Sterling, Kane up top. 4, the US, Turner, Dest, Zimmerman, Ream, Robinson, McKennie, Adams, Musa. We're right in for Sargent. It's the only change on the entire pitch from the first games. And Christian Pulisic, probably the star man for the US, wearing a rather beautiful shade of blue. And a bit of a dodgy first touch there for Turner in goal. Shanks that one out. Throw in to England. And I'm going to give you a timestamp. Hopefully Luke Shaw will give us a few seconds. We're at 1 minute in 3, 2, 1, sink. Get yourself lined up. John Harkes was American, wasn't he? Donovan in that team. Yeah, he was a good player, wasn't he? England swings like a pendulum. Hope it's 2-1 and not 2-2. If England underestimate Ecuador, would be a big mistake. Yeah, I don't think with this backroom setup, we're in the era of underestimating anybody. I think they do their homework and prepare for everybody, fortunately. That may not have been the case in bygone decades, but foul early in this one. It's a free kick to the United States. 1 minute, 45 on the clock. The feeling out period, as we always call it, begins. And a free kick will be taken by Leeds United central midfielder Tyler Adams. Referees actually just pointing in terms of they're taking too long there, the US. We thought they'd be trying to speed the game up rather than slowing it down after what we saw against the Welsh. Ream steps out. He's closed down. Zimmerman knocks it back to Turner. Harry Kane closes him down. It's knocked into McKennie in midfield. He puts that one up the line. Harry Maguire taking absolutely no chances, just sticks it in the stand. Didn't prepare versus Iceland. I think we did prepare against Iceland, Liam, and we're just terrible. The entire world knew what was coming from Iceland, and we still couldn't stop it. And then just completely froze mentally. Absolute collapse. Agree. Don't think we underestimate any. You can't in these tournaments. Not after you see Japan beat Germany and Saudi beat Argentina. You just can't do it. David, here we go. Have you had any sleep yet, David? He was up all hours, wasn't it? 4-2-3-1 from England tonight. When will we see the 3-5-2 or the 3-4-3 for the first time in the tournament? I wonder. Maybe not Ecuador in the second phase, but maybe a quarter-final is where you might see Kyle Walker coming in as a third centre-back. Pulisic. Zimmerman. Ream. Robinson coming down the left. US just on top in these first 3.5 minutes. Who's getting that throw in then? Trippier wins it. Throw in for England. They've got to close down Pulisic. He ended up very deep there, didn't he, in the centre circle. We've got him down on the diagram as a left winger, but often with the best player in most teams, they do have kind of license to go where they want, really. Sterling. Sure. Sterling. Back into Shaw. England just keeping a hold of it. Pickford. Stones. Maguire. Maguire back to Stones. England just trying to take the sting out of the US. Trying to draw him onto him a little bit. Trippier, nice one into the front. Perfect control by Kane. Kane draws the foul as he is very good at it. 5 hours sleep. Very nice too. Don't think we'll see 3 at the back this tournament. If we're scoring goals freely, yeah. I don't agree. We'll see what Southgate does. I don't think the scoring goals freely is a thing when you get to the quarterfinals, is it? It's all about defending and not getting knocked out. He who doesn't get knocked out goes through. So I think we might see it, but you never know. This 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, whatever you want to call it, might just settle in. I need to stop the USA fullback. Yeah, agree with that, Liam. That's probably the canary in the coal mine. If we're mentioning Robinson and Dest lots, we know the USA are on top, basically. How far their fullbacks come up is how well they're playing, probably, or how aggressively they're playing. Not a great start from England in this one. Germany 24, Semi says otherwise. Well, Ewan, you've picked the one absolute ridiculous outlier of pretty much every knockout game over the last 40 years, I'd say there. So, yes, it does say otherwise, but I think that may be the exception rather than the rule. One of the great psychological mental collapses we've ever seen in world football. One of the most uncomfortable watches we've ever seen. Poor Brazil just getting completely taken to school by the Germans, who did deserve that World Cup, of course, didn't they? Very true. Goals win games. Defenses win. Wise words, down here. Wise words. Indeed. Throwing to England, I would say the US are the better side so far. Slow build-up. I think slow build-up is them trying to take the sting out of the US press early on. But yes, you don't want it to, get a little bit stodgy, do you? Kane knocks that one over the top for Mason Mount to chase. We haven't really mentioned Mount. We haven't really mentioned Bellingham either. We'd like to see both of them getting on the ball in terms of that middle of the pitch area for England. Robinson, Pulisic, again, very deep. Musa, this is good from the US. Robinson, Adams. Yeah, they're the better side, aren't they, so far? I'm not suggesting that'll be the pattern throughout, but I'm just calling it how I see it at the moment. Robinson has taken that all the way out. To be fair, the one outlier had David Luiz. He was quite good in that World Cup, though, wasn't he? Bless, the whole team collapsed, didn't they? We were saying earlier, just too emotional. You don't want you want players to play with personality and character, but you can't have an entire team, acting in that way. It can fall apart. Come on, England, get stuck in. Time stamp. Yeah, we'll give you one. 8 minutes in 3, 2, 1. Sync. There you go. USA have had the better start. Yeah, I agree. They're the better side so far. But we're only talking about a little bit of possession, aren't we? There's been no chances. It's not like England look bad. They've just not quite got going yet, have they? The Three Lions. Rice. Get that ball moving a little bit quicker. There's a direct one forward for Saka to chase. And to be fair, that's worked fairly well. Robinson heads it out. And down the ground we go. The 24 semi-finals and outlier. The other one that year was a huge example. Who would that have been? I'm trying to think. Argentina lost to Germany in the final, didn't they? I can't remember that semi-final. Was it 0-0 or something? Great pass from Ream. Go USA. Nice. Fair mix of fans in the chat. We'll try and be as neutral and unbiased as possible. Good luck with that, everybody. Come on, England, says I. Argentina, Netherlands. Well, there you go. Oh, now, here comes Bellingham. Bellingham, edge of the box. Bellingham, Saka. Saka cuts it back. Kane! Oh. Best chance of the game for England. There's a really good block in there. Expecting Kane to score there, to be honest. Really good work. Notice as soon as Bellingham's on the ball, danger. It's a good block by Zimmerman, isn't it? Good cut back by Saka. Good play all round, really. The defender does well. That hurt my patriotic heart. Good defending from the US. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Corner. Kieran Trippier. Keep your eyes on Maguire and Stones, who caused absolute havoc for Iran in the first game, didn't they? And Trippier, obviously, as well, with the deliveries and Shaw. In it comes from Trippier. Stones is there. It's his head on it. Maguire has done really well to keep that alive. Well played, Maguire. Brilliant stuff. Oh, still Maguire. Oh, outstanding. Just couldn't quite get the cut back there. Pretty dreadful shot thereafter. Exceptional bit of dribbling there by Harry Maguire. Just didn't quite have the final ball there. He did superlatively well to keep that in. He beats one. He beats two. Oh, he's unlucky there. Come on, Kane. Big man warming up. Is this the Zimmerman that used to have nose? No, it's not. He was German. Very German. Christoph Zimmerman. This indeed is Walker Zimmerman of Nashville SC. Very nice. Go on, Harry. Quality bit of play that, wasn't it? It won't silence the naysayers, Mike, will it? But we can try and be positive. Who's my favourite to win the World Cup so far? Well, obviously, I went for Argentina, who lost to Saudi Arabia in the first game. So I enjoyed the French. I enjoyed the Brazilians. So I've not really learned a lot other than Argentina aren't going yet. And those two are. I love the attacking options they both have. But as we've been discussing, defences win tournaments and they keep you in knockout games when you're attackers who might not be perfect for how many games you have to play? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Is that right? 3 group games, round of 16, quarter semi-final, yeah. Unless you've got the Brazil 2002 Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho attack. I was going to mention the Dutch 74-78 Cruyff attack, but they didn't win either of those tournaments. They lost in both of the finals, didn't they? So Brazil, I think, should have it. Ben Kirsten, Argentina, of course, I did. France and Brazil look really good. There was, of course, that one occasion, the 86 tournament, where pretty much one player won it by himself, didn't he? And the rest of the team just set up to help him out. Now, here comes Bellingham again, inside right. That's really good from Adams there to just scoop that around his man and into Musa. There is some talent in that USA central midfield, I think. Certainly some energy as well. Sterling, nice ball. Mount. Sterling. Bellingham. Trippier. Back to Bellingham. 2 in the box. They're just venturing out again. England rebuilding. Need some movement off the front here. Sure. England the better side now for the last 5 minutes after the US had started the game well. Stones. Nice feed by Stones. Bellingham. Beautiful pass by Bellingham. Trippier. It's great stuff by England. Saka into the box. Saka jumps up. Oh, good defending there. Kane was going for the volley. McKennie just heads it off his foot. Excellent, excellent stuff. Say hello to the boss, everybody. Shaylee is here. Can't believe how young Enid looks in that photo there. She's about double the size of that now, bless her. Gorgeous little baby. Here comes Saka down the right. Holds it up well. Ream closes him down. Trippier, that's going to be a corner if it goes through. It's not going to. Turner grabs it. Jake. Never would I have thought as a Fulham fan I'd be seeing Tim Ream in a World Cup against England. Drink it in, Jake. It's happening before your eyes, my friend. And here, Mike, Liam, all saying hello to the boss. Shaylee, let us know. This is terrible stuff. Shaylee got on Just Eat earlier, ordered some Mexican for herself because she knew I was doing this. And then their driver hasn't turned up. So let us know if you have ordered a new takeout. Much better now. Getting into our rhythm. Agreed. Another hello to Shaylee, I think. There. USA chants are out. USA. Pulisic. They really need to get Pulisic on the ball much closer to the goal, don't they? Oh, I know exactly what Shaylee's having. I'll pay for it, darling. Don't you worry. A Matalan curry, as I call it. For us Brits who live in France, stop encouraging them. You don't have to live with them. Yeah, but they're good, Stefan, aren't they? A very good attacking roster, the French, don't they? And maybe the best striker in the tournament. That's debatable. We'll see who turns up. Saka, sure. Sure, little dink in. Sterling, it's good. Sure. Where's Kane? On the back post. Sure, on the right foot. That's poor from Shaw in the end. Attack just lost a bit of momentum then, didn't it? And speaking of momentum, here comes Robinson flying down the pitch. And now they have got Pulisic on the ball against Trippier. Bellingham doubles up. Pulisic, well played. Out it goes the other side. McKennie, he crosses in near post. Good ball. Good chance. I say good chance. A chance for Haji Wright. Difficult to score from there, wasn't it? On the near post. Yeah, I say it's a good chance. It's not a good chance, is it? Stones has got him covered. Pickford's got the only part of the goal he can head it in. It's a chance. I'll take that back. I was wrong. It wasn't a good chance. Let me have the replay, you lot. French have two of the best strikers in the tournament. Absolutely. I liked it when they just brought Coman on at the end of the game. I always really liked him. Kane, nice flick on. Looking for Sterling. Easy one for Zimmerman. Here's that one back. Bring on the Ginger Pele. He's not starting today, is he? Be nice and fresh with a point to prove. Liam, how is Tuesday going to work with two games? I don't know. I haven't thought of that, Liam. Is that the first of the... What, Liam, what's the schedule? Is that the first of the group games where we're on the last day? God, it's come around quickly, hasn't it? God, I remember watching World Cups and it would I remember one, it felt like it was about 8 days into the tournament started that England actually played. I'm trying to remember, I'm probably exaggerating that. Maybe it was 5 or something. My US friends are telling me a huge audience expected Ponside. Yeah, I'd love to know the TV ratings for this. You can make whatever TV you like. Game of Thrones, Masked Singer. Well, Queen's Funeral obviously did all right in terms of ratings, but hey, nothing quite beats the World Cup, does it? Maybe the Super Bowl. Maguire, 18:05 on the clock. England 0, USA 0. Don't forget to give us a like if you are enjoying the show. Group A at 3 p.m. and Group B at 7 p.m. Wow, looking forward to it. Iran, what a change. They were great, weren't they? Wales were not good, but Iran were. A few US friends have sent some packed bar pictures. Yes, definitely a threat in the future, the United States in these tournaments. Given the pool they can pick from in terms of players, you'd think in a couple of decades, everything will be looking good. 2 p.m. East Coast. So what are they? 7 hours, are they? 5 hours? More like 9 hours, the other side, over in LA and San Francisco and that part of the world. Hoyt clear by Maguire. What a first touch that was by Harry Kane. Brilliant. Kane travels on. Kane, Saka, Bellingham. Bellingham inside, outside. Not USA. He's lost the ball. Pulisic, well played. Nice receive there by Moose. Their ref was in the way there. Did England a favour. Here comes Dest. It's a good move from the US. Well blocked out by Declan Rice. Oh, given away though by Shaw, I think. Sorry if I got the wrong player there. Pulisic. A little flick to his right. Dest puts the cross in. It's not a good one. Jordan Pickford, unimpressed with the speed of England to get into shape. John Stones is telling the exact opposite, saying, calm down, we're all right. Guess which one of those players plays for Man City with those two attitudes? Maguire, Rice, Stones. Stones, out it goes to Shaw. 20 quid on Ecuador to win the World Cup. I hope you win, Robin, but I think you might be kissing goodbye to 20 quid, mate. Got the two Gabriels. Brazil will win it. Yeah, they've got some good forwards as well, for God's sake. Pulisic, little lift over the top. Looking for Timothy Ware. Does Kane remind me of Klinsmann? Other than playing for Spurs, not massively, no. Klinsmann was a very much running behind Fox in the box. I suppose the game has evolved since Klinsmann played, didn't he? Klinsmann's brilliant in the air as well, wasn't he? Not that Kane's not. Kane does so much with his back to goal, though, doesn't he? Brazil taking the P yesterday. Yeah, squad depth is very good. Up top, do still have a 38-year-old centre-back, though, don't they? England v USA, managed by former Palace players, Derby. Crystal Palace, doing the world of football management a great service. Stones. Maguire. Stones. Not a lot in this, is there? England probably had more control, I would say. Best opener of the game also fell to Harry Kane, but, you know, it's by no means either side in any way dominant over the other. England 66% on the possession, 0.16 and 0.04 on the XG, 3 shots to 1. Yeah, the only stat that's got any sort of distance in it is the possession, but we have seen the England back four complete a lot of those passes, haven't they? Wolfing the pizza like an animal here. Oh, I love me a pizza. Silver is 38. Yeah, that's true, I guess. What happened to playing on the front foot? Well, sometimes you've got to find your way onto the front foot, haven't you? And remember, there are two teams in every match. And maybe the US are doing a good job of stopping England getting onto the front foot at the moment. We can't expect to have it all our own way. Although it was like that against Iran, wasn't it? Oh, lovely ball. Nice take by Sterling. Sterling into the box. Lovely feet by Sterling. Oh, thought he might get a lucky bounce off Dest there. Just lost a bit of control over it. England need to keep the pressure on. Come on, England. Absolutely. Stones clips one over the top. Saka, clever little bump on Robinson, and then a heavy touch by Saka. And we all fall down, throw in to the States. It's a good battle so far between Robinson and Saka, as we imagined. Robinson throws it down the line. Looking at that goal the United States scored against Wales as well, England do have to be careful not to leave themselves open to big, quick counters, which the US are obviously capable of. Is this the same starting 11 as Iran? It is indeed. Ream, 24-28 on the clock. Nice turn by Pulisic there. I think Trippier tried to foul him as well and couldn't get close. McKennie. Nice back heel. Ware. Good feet by Ware. Gets past Sterling. Adams. Dest. This is good from the US again. Nice and tidy. McKennie, England back in shape nicely, though. Oh, nice little one inside to Musa. The build-up continues. Where's the final ball? Is it going to come in from Dest? No, another pass. Is Weir going to cross it? Yes, he is. Oh, good chance for the States there. Oh, he should have done way better with that, McKennie. I was sat here. They proved me wrong, didn't they? Saying, come on, who's going to play the final ball? I thought they'd had 3 passes too many by the time it came in. But no, I was wrong. It's good movement. Oh, you think anything on target there, he scores, doesn't he? Yeah. Scary moment there for England. Robin, thank you so much. 5 Aussie dollars from Robin. Very, very kind. The best championship guru on YouTube. Thank you very, very much. Very kind. Yes, we've got to get our descriptions right. Good chance. That is more than half a chance. Yes. I said good chance about the first one. I was wrong. That was definitely a very good chance, wasn't it? England playing bad. I don't agree that England are playing bad. They conceded a chance. I think they were building up a head of steam, but good play by the US there. Here is Rice. We must stay calm. We conceded a chance. We haven't conceded that much pressure or control, but yes, we don't want to be conceded chances like that, of course. Out it goes for a US throw-in. I'm not reading that out, Stefan. A reference to the US Constitution, yes? Please don't get me in a gun control debate. I don't want to get involved. We've already done all kinds of socio-political. That might be a yellow card, actually, for Trippier. Referee just trying to calm it down. Doesn't look like he's going to his pocket. Robinson beats him. If he doesn't get booked for that, I think he's quite lucky to get away with that, to be honest. Oh, he's lucky to get away with it because they've pulled it back for the first foul. I still think it doesn't really matter. If you were to fly in on someone 2-footed after that, they'd still punish the offence. He's a bit lucky there, Trippier, isn't he? Should be booked, quite probably. We'd love to see McKennie in the Premier League. Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he, Jake? Agree with that. Argentina is the team that you should never poke. Yeah. And we'll figure out who we're watching tomorrow. It might be Argentina versus Mexico. We'll see. Haven't figured it out yet. Got to do some work tomorrow as well, which is a chore, isn't it? Pulisic, Robinson inside. McKennie back to Robinson. US have been on top now, I would say, for 4.5 minutes. All driven in. Takes a deflection. Oh, I don't say take a deflection. I say charge down. USA building up a good little head of steam here. Nice work by Rice blocking it. I think we'd probably agree the McKennie chance was better than the Kane chance, given there was no defender directly between him and goal. So best chance of the game has now gone to the USA, in my opinion. And you're entitled to yours in the chat. Get it in there. England 0. USA 0. Got the wrong ticker up, as ever. One thing about this World Cup is me forgetting to change the ticker at various important points. Oh, lovely ball by Shaw into the box. Mount tried to control it. Just comes off Destin. No real danger. That was a back pass. Turner can pick it up. 29:04 on the clock. This game is more even than England fans would have wanted. We did see the USA run out of steam, didn't we, in the first game? Maybe some patience might be required. Oh, no way. Do you want to see Shaylee's takeaway? Can you see that? Oh, she better leave me something. That looks really nice. Damn it, I want some of that stuff. I bet there's none left when I get in. Odds on there being any Thai left when I get in? Not going to happen, is it? I don't need any food anyway, but when I see it, I'm like, I want to eat that. I want to eat that now. England, be more aggressive. Yeah, maybe that would work. It's not really their calling card, is it, under Southgate? A bit more observant than aggressive. Not being aggressive wouldn't work. Who knows? There are many ways to break bread. Dest. Zimmerman. How would Wales do in the championship? Depends how many points they scored. The more points they get, the higher up the table they would go. Was it 38? It's 1950 where England lost. Feels like England are treating this as a training session. Oh, I just don't agree with that. I think we're into the realms of exaggeration. Okay, they're not massively at it, but training session, nah. I go back to slow play being contagious. We need urgency. Maybe I would urge patience as well. The game is 0-0. There is an hour left. Yeah, not really on top yet for anything other. But the game's not going to be won or lost right now, is it? Trippier crosses in, headed away. Trippier with a recycle into Stones. Maguire. No football in Spain, Paul. Well, you're very, very welcome here, my friend. Mount battling with Adams. Nice turn by McKennie there. Very impressive. McKennie drives forward into the box, actually. Musa, edge of the area. He's got it to Pulisic. It's good from the States again. Pulisic hits the shot. He's hit the crossbar. Oh. Worrying. They're playing well, the States, aren't they? It's unlucky from Pulisic. Pickford's done, isn't he? Let's have a look. He's not getting that, is he? Look at Trippier's face. Oh, no, he gets a fingertip on it, actually. I'll take that back. Ugh. If you were a US fan, you would now be saying, we need to score now in this period when we're on top. They're playing well, though, the US. They're the better side, aren't they? Pulisic hits the crossbar there. And there was that big chance for McKennie. And now, Harry Kane has gone down. Ugh. Would Qatar survive in the third division? Well, depend how many points they got. My God. Yeah, let's try and keep the chat calm. Everyone, free speech is fine. Disgraceful, I think. I just feel if we want balance to the conversation, that it's not disgraceful, is it? Come on. They're not quite at it yet. It's 0-0. I think disgraceful is one step too far. If we don't score in the first half, I'm going to blame it on the kit. Wake up. Patience is not what dominant teams do. You ever seen Man City play, Mike? Thai food is irresistible. We're giving a Mercia. Yes, wake up. England needed. Maguire heads that on from the set play. Are they going to get rid? They have done. Sure. Rice. Trippier. Rice. Back to Trippier. Stones, Trippier, Maguire. Maguire to Bellingham. Plenty of possession for England. I think they're just trying to take the sting out of the US. Back into shape, Stones. Trippier. Maguire. Well, the possession number's going up. But the last 15 passes have all been in England's half. Bellingham. Rice. Shaw. England speeding the attack up nicely. Mount sticks the cross in low. Bellingham was there on the near post. Bellingham recycles the header. Sterling tries to chest down. Sterling knocks it off. Shaw is there. Shaw knocks that one back. Mount floats the cross in. Oh, Kane was on the back post in a 1v1. Mount could not find him. Stones versus Pulisic. Stones does well. Imagine the World Cup in Thailand or Vietnam. What's the time difference? This game does not have, famous last words, isn't it? Does not have the hallmark of a 0-0. Why do I have the feeling it'll be like the Scotland game at the Euros? To be fair to the other comment there, Liam, Scotland sat in and they were well happy with a 0-0. The US don't seem to be doing that, do they? They're plenty more attacking. I'd say they've come closest and then had the best chance as well. It looks like a foul by Mount. Referees let the advantage go. Mount clearly pulled his man down. A little feed inside. Musa. Robinson, nice around the corner. Clear handball by Pulisic. You've got to pull that one up. Arm in, unnatural position. World Cup needs to be in Australia. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen, won't it? They'd have to do it all on the sort of south and west, else it'd be too far off. I suppose they did it in the States, didn't they? Which is a massive country. Australia is also huge. 37-13 on the clock. England 0, USA 0. USA probably edged this first half, haven't they? As I say, they've come closest and they've had the best chance. England not really at it yet. Yeah, I'll put that up on the screen. I'm not reading it out. I'm not getting into the geopolitics now, but yeah. FIFA, everybody. Hey. Now throw in to the States. McKennie, I think he's going to lob this one in. Amazing. Just wiped his hands on the photographer's bib. Tremendous scenes. The photographer had a good laugh about it anyway. I guess it's hot. Might be a bit slippery. In comes the long throw, headed up in the air by Stones. Maguire came over the top of him. I don't think Stones was too pleased about that. It's still live. And Stones does well. Maguire applauds him. Stones still has the look of, what are you doing? I had that one covered about it. England in a battle here. 38-28 on the clock. England 0, USA 0. US the better side, really. Pulisic holds one arm up, corner, outswinger right-footed, headed out by Maguire. And something's been given. The free kick to England. No Rotherham fans to take their sweater off. No need. No one would be wearing a sweater in this heat, would they? Trippier. Little slip through to Rice. Trippier. Musa. Musa in the centre circle. Out it goes to Dest. Sterling closes down. Musa on. McKennie clipped over into the channel. Here they come down the right-hand side. Ware sticks the cross in. It's a good scene in the box, I have to say. Not a good cross. Can England counter now? Rice. Kane. Kane slips it on. Mount. Good ball by Mount. Saka, nice sidestep. Can England switch out to the other side? Not quite. No, it's poor ball, isn't it? Not only could they not switch it, they've given it away. Although Bellingham, he's not really been in the game, has he? Gets across there. It's going to be a US throw-in. .40-23 on the clock. England 0, USA 0. USA, yeah, now ahead on the XG, 0.28 to 0.16. Here comes Dest down the right-hand side into the box. Good run by the right-back. Dest in on the left foot, takes a deflection. Out it goes for a corner. I'm giving the US about 15, maybe I'm exaggerating there, 10 minutes on top. They've been good. Good tackle by Maguire. It's a corner for the US. I assume, yeah, Pulisic is going to take it right-footed. In it comes from Pulisic. Not a good one, Maguire. Heads that one away. Throw in to the States, who, if it stays like this up until half-time, will probably be disappointed that they haven't scored in the first half. Zimmerman, Ream, Zimmerman. Mount goes to press. That looks like the trigger for everybody else. Bellingham tries to join in. They're just using the ball better at the moment, the US. England can't get hold of it. Right. Knocks it back. Dest. Crossing position. Headed goalwards by Pulisic. England going nowhere fast at the moment. Can't get hold of the ball. And when they have got the ball, the US look full of confidence, pinging it about nice and quickly. England, less so. Very quiet in midfield from Rice and Bellingham, which we often say when England aren't at it. The central midfield is where other teams dominate, and we tend not to. Pickford kicks it down the ground. England just trying to get up the pitch. Rice wins that one. Sterling. Given away by Saka. Trippier. Bellingham. Shaw. Shaw crosses to the back post. Good take by Turner. A bit better from England. Didn't make the cross, though. Now McKennie has got it for the States. Dest. Adams. Robinson. We said, oh dear. Who completely fumbles that one. Here is Rice. Mount. Good ball out to Shaw. England just trying to finish the half on top. Stones. Saka. Good ball. Bellingham now. Bellingham in down the right-hand side. Bellingham engages his man. Good looking cross there. Needed someone to attack that at the back post. Maybe Sterling's area there. Didn't quite get up. Shaw now into the box. Luke Shaw. Shaw cuts it back. Saka. Oh. Can't quite pull that one goalwards. England have got threat. Just not shown enough in this half. Well played by Shaw. It's a difficult chance for Saka, isn't it? He's been well marshalled by, I think it was Robinson again, followed him all the way across from left back. How much stoppage time are we getting then? 10 seconds to half time on the clock here. England 0, USA 0. It's more finely balanced than we'd hoped, I have to say. Only 1 minute of stoppage time. Thankfully, FIFA have stopped playing half an hour every game. We got the point they were trying to make. Somewhat of an overcorrection. England are on the ball. Oh, little feed there. Here's Mount. Oh, good shot. Good save. England actually coming alive the last 2 or 3 minutes. Lovely layoff by Sterling. Mount hits the shots. Good effort. Works the keeper. It's a good save, actually. Real skidding shot by Mount. England are going to finish the half with a corner. Goal from here would be a real against the run of play job, but hey, what are you going to do? Corner, which Trippier is going to take. In it comes, and it's an easy go. That's going to be half time. Turner boots it away, and it is England 0, USA 0. Get your thoughts in. Freedom of speech, obviously. Let's try and keep it calm and balanced. You don't need to exaggerate to make your point, okay? Probably result in me not reading it if you do, in fact. So let's keep it calm, give our feedback. Let's try not to make this the outrage-ridden place that the internet often gets when England dare to not be winning after half of a match. But they've not been great, England. I think if we're honest about it, I'm the biggest England apologist out there. And not a great performance that in the first half. I think we'd all agree the US were the better side there. I don't think it needs wholesale rip it all up and change it. And professional football managers tend not to do that, even though fans probably would do that if they were in the dugout. But 62% possession doesn't really tell us a lot in respects of the ball being played a lot about between the back four. 0.36 to 0.43 on the XG. Again, doesn't tell us a lot because that one chance that McKennie had is probably the best value, highest value chance in the game. Big chance that. There was a nice one for Kane, wasn't there? But who was it? It was Zimmerman, was pretty much on him from the word go. Pulisic, unlucky, hit the bar. I think, I don't know if Pickford got a little wafty finger on that one. Otherwise, I don't know if any stats are going to maybe prove or disprove or make us think anything different, really. My eye test says US probably used the ball better, kind of a little bit more aggressive in their attacking. England weren't terrible in that regard. They tried to get fullbacks forward. A couple of occasions they did. It looked like they could build up pressure. But I suppose that's been the biggest issue for England, is that they haven't put together 4, 5, and then 10 minutes of pressure, dominance, control that you need. The only control England have really had in this game has been keeping the ball. But when they have been keeping the ball, it's not really been that dangerous. And I know we don't want it to be a basketball match, a back forth. That suits the US, the way they're set up. But yes, right. Dare I look in the comments? Feels like we went back to the Nations League negativity. I agree with the dynamism thing. I don't think we were negative much. I don't think we were very good. I don't think they're being given defensive instructions. They're just not executed as well as the States. I do agree with the dynamism thing, particularly some zip through central midfield as well. Again, subs now already. I just don't think sort of football managers at this level are going to, be making changes at 0-0 at half-time in a fairly tight game. That may well happen. Grealish, maybe the hour mark, but it's going to be a bit more patient than that in terms of subs and whatnot. For as good as our attacking line was the other day, they've been really poor today. Saka's been especially poor. Underwhelming. I'd be tempted to put Foden on for Mount, Rice, and Grealish. Yeah, I totally agree. The last point there, Ian, is key. 60 minutes. It's not a game where this is not Jose Mourinho managing Chelsea and having all the best players and making a triple sub at half-time in a league game where the league has 38 games. This is a World Cup game in a league that has 3 games where you've won the first game. And as much as Liam, I think, said it in the chat earlier, a draw is not the end of the world. It will be viewed by the end of the world as the end of the world by Twitter, for sure. But it isn't the end of the world. Losing this game is really bad. Drawing this isn't the worst thing ever. Not what we want. We want the win. You get what I'm saying. But there is value in that defence as much as we want England to go and win every game, obviously, especially given the opposition. USA playing better, however, last minute or so, giving that a chance. Bench for England is a lot stronger. Exactly. There's some positivity. Yes. 2 things there are definitely true in the positive sense. And we are hoping for the best there, that the US may tire. They did in the first game. And the bench is better for England. I think everyone agrees with that. Bring on the ginger Pele. There we go. Maguire's doing fine. I don't think that Kane is fully. Yeah, Maguire's been absolutely fine, hasn't he? Let's not get in the lightning rod of analyse England's games completely through Maguire. If England are winning, no one says anything about Maguire. And if England are losing, and if it's anything to do with Maguire or not, then Maguire gets mentioned. Strange, isn't it? Not accusing Vindaloo of doing that. Do you think Southgate's a shout at halftime? Absolutely not, Mike. He's very much into keeping it calm, keeping emotional control. And there's a bloke who'd be shouting at halftime, Roy Keane. 50 minutes, bring on Foden and Wilson. I think it might be a little bit later than that. I think it'll be after the hour, or if the US take the lead. US should be in the lead. They had the best chance, didn't they, through McKennie? I agree with that. Need some USA magic to heal my... Is anyone going to feel sorry for Joe if he's a Germany fan there? Haven't enjoyed a World Cup match for 8 years. Joe, us England fans haven't enjoyed a World Cup match for 50 years. So the odd one or two. But hey, yeah. Let's have a look here. What have we got here? Trippier and Mount have been poor. Have they? I think the whole team's just been quiet. I don't think, singling out was Sterling. Yeah, I don't think we're in sensible sort of commentary there, just picking out players and having a pop at them. The whole team's not been good. If you're going to criticise one player in that performance, you need to criticise 11, really. I think in terms of England's attacking, Sterling's been absolutely fine, and he always shows up. He's certainly not the reason that this game is 0-0 and England aren't playing tremendously well. Again, Sterling there setting up key pass there for Mount as well. What else have we got here? Might we see Walker for Trippier, who is having a rare poor game? I don't think we will, no. I think Walker signals back 3 time, doesn't it? So I don't think we get substitutes until the hour mark in this one. I think this 11 can play better than they are at the moment, and that's what needs to be worked on. Front 2 is just not going to happen, Liam, not against that 3-man midfield. I think it's suicide as well. In my opinion, we're playing too slowly. Possibly, yes, but they're not missing it by much, I don't think. You can't make this a basketball game, back forth stretch. That will totally suit the US, and that's just not how we've built up in terms of the solidity. I get to be more excited if it was back forth, but unlikely. Goalkeeper, the best player so far. Foner, you can get your shouts in for subs. I would be amazed if any sub is made in a relatively tight game, in a 0-0 in a second World Cup group game. I just don't think that international managers, I just think they're going to have a little bit more sort of control and pragmatism over that. Second halves in this World Cup have been crazy. Not sure this one's going to be. Is it? Keep your comments coming in. Good debate. Forgive me if I'm sounding like contrarian, but I'm just trying to make it balanced, because I just know, maybe I'm overcorrecting, I don't know, but I just know how emotional it gets about England very quickly and how everyone immediately goes bang, 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 criticise, terrible, everything's rubbish, change everything, 5 substitutes, this player's awful, that player's awful. Normally, that's not true. They just haven't been very good in the first half. I think that's the size of it. It hasn't been terrible, hasn't been very good. I admit that. We just need to try and get a good sense of balance. John, giving the ball away far too many times, picked a safe pass too many times. Tepid. That's a good word for it. It's been far more tepid than terrible, I would say, but England will be fine. I hope England will be fine. Remember, England are not all of a sudden in the second half going to start playing like Liverpool or going to start playing like Keegan's England at 100 miles an hour. That's not the strategy. I'd turn the match off now if you're expecting 100 miles an hour. That will only be happening in the last 10 minutes if England are a goal down, won't it? Change the kit, second half. There you go. Change everything. Southgate won't bring a sub on at half-time. I was a bit surprised Mount started. He was anonymous. Mount wasn't anonymous against Iran. Come on. Go on. Let's be sensible with the words we're using. Mount absolutely was not anonymous. Come on, Big Badger. Come on. Mount sets a really good tone. I think he's important in particularly in a game where you against a midfield three with a press and you need to. Certainly, I prefer the setup they've got today than if it was the 3-4-3 and it was kind of 2 men in central midfield. USA has applied pressure and not letting England much room, especially in midfield. Good point. Well said. We do have to remember this is not just going to be England having it their own way. There are 2 teams on the pitch. There are good players playing for Champions League teams in the US as well. Off topic, it'll be fun to do a review of VO players. Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't really see Chair getting a chance for Morocco, though. I love Mount. Bring on Dean Lewington, 1,000th game. Wonder if USA drop off after 60 minutes. They did put a lot of work into that. Well, there's the hope. Really, I thought he was anonymous. Maybe I was. It's just the exaggeration, Badger. Anonymous? Anonymous means he wasn't there and did nothing, which is just, I just think when we're debating football, we don't need to exaggerate to make our points. If the point is, I think so-and-so would have more impact than so-and-so, that sounds eminently more kind of considered than calling someone anonymous. But there we go. Shaylee, I now have, what? 2 meals delivered. Why have you had 2 meals delivered? What is going on? But yes, I'll eat it. I'll always eat it. Christmas is here. The Coca-Cola holidays ad is coming on. Holidays are coming. Keep your comments coming in. England 0. USA 0. Frustration in the chat. Frustration all around. I'm hungry. Yes, indeed. I'm surprised Aronson isn't playing for USA. Yeah, I am actually too. I'm surprised he didn't come on in earlier in the first game as well when they seemed to drop off in that second half. Second half coming in this one. Mick Beale to Rangers on Monday. Has Shaylee just outed me for eating a pie earlier? Change everything at the food restaurant. Change everything. Change the kits. Sub the cooks. Everybody out. Everything terrible. Anonymous. No, freedom of speech allowed in here. I just want to try and get some good balance to the chat. I think we're in not very good zone as opposed to terrible change everything zone yet. There you go. Foden will be... Now, the next question I asked Badger, why will Foden be more effective than Mount? And then we can have a conversation about it, can't we? This is a strategic challenge for Southgate. He has the weapons, but how will he use them without being surprised? Totally agree. This is the whole thing. 0-0, half-time with England's bench as well. You still make England favourites, wouldn't you? Even though they haven't been great in the first half. My US friends are getting a little cocky. No one likes to see that, Mike, do they? Why is Mason Mount playing? Do you want me to answer that? Because he's very good and he follows the instructions and he triggers the press and things of that nature. Let's try and avoid the reading the game through the prism of one player and the idea that one player is responsible for the tempo of the team and a not very good performance. That feels a little bit reductive. Sometimes football is simple, but sometimes I think we oversimplify it to try and make ourselves comfortable with the frustration of it not going as we'd hoped. I don't think changing one player really makes the difference. But there we go. And my aim is not to get my laptop to overheat. I said yesterday. I'd have Foden in my team. Foden never plays 10 for Man City, does he? Always plays in off the. I don't get the Foden or Mount thing. Surely it would be Foden or Sterling or Foden or Saka rather than Mount. Especially you're not going to expect Foden to drop into central midfield to go against Musa, Adams, and McKennie like Mount is a little bit more able to. I only had one meal delivered. Well, there you go. The only lad to have a shot on target. Is that right? Is that Mount? Deary me. Positive hat on. Rest in the second half and utilise the quality we have. Get forward more quickly. Foden has more urgency to his game. Does he? I'm not sure about that. I think Mount's got really good urgency, and has it. Foden definitely carries a bigger goal threat. I agree with that. But the other two things, maybe not. We have Grealish as well, can be a match winner. All I would say, guys, is there's 11 very high caliber football players on the pitch that didn't play very well in the first half. And the first port of call, rather than sub this guy, sub that guy, is the players who are there playing up to the level that maybe they can before we go substituting everybody and assuming that someone who's not on the pitch is immediately going to solve all the problems of the 11 players that are on the pitch, which just kind of doesn't happen. Why has Shady got 2 meals? This is mental. A whole other meal coming. What is going on through there? I hope that one saves. I will definitely enjoy that. Football is a simple game. It's a game for the man on the terraces. It's a game to excite people. There we go. Here we go. No, it's never going to be subs, was there? Come on. Anyway, Bellingham masterclass incoming. 45 to go exactly. Bit early for panic mode. I get it. I get the frustration. Maybe I'm being a little bit contrary. And I accept everybody's free speech right to disagree with me. But yeah, it's not time to panic yet. Don't get me wrong. If USA take the lead, I'll be panicking. But they haven't yet. Maybe they're saving their energy for the second half. Well, we'll see if the US tire. Although they don't look tired straight away, do they? Musa. Oh, excuse me. Here is Musa again, in fact. Nice ball down the left. A little dink in. Declan Rice heads it out. And the US start the second half on the front foot. Let me just bang through the teams, guys. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Bit of a frustrating one so far. For England, Pickford, Trippier, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Bellingham, Rice, Saka, Mount, Sterling, Kane. For the States, Turner, Des, Zimmerman, Ream, Robinson, McKennie, Adams, Musa, Weir, Wright, Pulisic. Another throw-in to the US. We'll try and get you a timestamp on 47 minutes, if I remember. A little chest down by McKennie. Did I bring my water bottle in here? I don't think I did. My voice is already feeling a bit scratchy. Should we blame Iran this morning for causing me to scream at the TV? Homeward bound goes Zimmerman. Here he is again. My cat's just not my cup of tea. That is appalling behaviour from that cat. Get him off. Get Foden on to replace the cat. Here is Ream. Zimmerman. There's Mount with the press. Headed down by Maguire. A bit of a slice clearance there. Comes off where last. England throw. Luke Shaw. Shaw is going to throw this one in. A little chest down by Sterling. Shaw, nice switch. And here comes Trippier. Saka. Saka in off the right. Oh, doesn't quite make the pass there to Trippier, who'd gone all the way up the pitch. It's a poor ball by Saka. Pulisic, big carry. Got a runner ahead of him, is right. Two entering the box here, right. Oh, well played. Stones closes down the shot. Bounces out to McKennie. McKennie drives the shot in. And, yeah, the pattern doesn't seem to be changing. The US haven't dropped off. They've picked up where they left off. They are still the better side. And we will count down really 12 minutes now towards my kind of notional 60-minute mark, where if this continues this way or we get a goal, I think the changes then will start to come. I still have some hope that this 11 can get England going. Hate to say it, no evidence of it yet, though. And the US have got their tails up, haven't they? They look like they're enjoying kind of playing this disruptive role in this narrative against an England team who are sort of reasonably the favourites. Sterling. Stones. Here's Saka. Trippier. Trippier little one inside to Sterling. Oh, Sterling, nice little change of pace. Robinson does well to come in and cover off the left-hand side. And it's back with Maguire. Much better for England there. Now, this was the problem in the first half. When you have a good 90 seconds, can we now turn that into a good 3 minutes, a good 5 minutes, and then a good 10 minutes and get control of this game? That's what they haven't been able to do in this match. String together good phases of play. Just has not happened at all, has it? Bellingham. Stones. It'll clip out to Trippier. Trippier to Mount. Mount. Poor ball from Mount. And here come the US on the break again. We've seen that now from one from Saka and one from Mount, where the ball's given away in good possession. And the US have counter-attacked really well, haven't they? Your commentary is one pass ahead of the live feed to Australia. Nice to know what's about to happen. Well, there you go. First sub I would use is Rashford, Grealish, Foden, and Rashford. Woof. We shall see. I'm giving it 10 minutes. The problem is I know how much Gareth will value a draw on a clean sheet in this game, won't he? Probably more so than the rest of us. Maybe that's why he's the manager and we're not. But there we go. Musa. Rice, nice feet. Rice out to Saka. Now he's got grass to run in ahead and Robinson is out of position. Saka carries on. It's really good from Adams. It's not happening for Saka today, is it? Bless him. Big fan. Just calling it as I see it. Simple passes going astray. It does appear to be the case in this half now. And we don't want to see, Mike, when England players start to look terrified and they can't play a 8-yard pass, which we've seen many, many times with the pressure. Maguire. Maguire steps in. He's giving it away now. Very good cover there by Luke Shaw. Manages to get back. Main objective is 3 points. Frustrating to watch. It is. I understand the frustration. I really, really do. Trippier. Rice. England have been better the last few minutes. Bellingham just getting closed down. Dead impressed with Adams in central midfield for the US. Oh, just clipped in there. Mount. It looked like he'd had a good first touch then. His second touch stitched him up, didn't it? Shaw in with the tackle. Maguire clears up. And home it goes to Jordan Pickford. After a very iffy first 3 or 4 minutes, I think England have been a bit better the past 2 or 3 minutes. Ouch. Luke Shaw catches Timothy Weir there. Painful one, that. He's back up on his feet again. If we draw this game and Wales beat us, would they go through over us? Yes, it would be head-to-head. No, goal difference and then head-to-head. That's one good thing about winning the first game 6-2, isn't it? Throw in to the States. Wasn't even a foul. They're going to give it back. Hadji Wright knocks it back to Pickford. Stones. Bellingham. Pickford. Bellingham around the corner to Trippier. Rice. Ping out to Shaw. Good feet by Shaw. Well played. Kane on the halfway line. Lovely little sidestep by him. Kane out to Mount. Mount on the left wing. Trying to beat Dest. Dest scurries back. Mount retains the ball well. Plays it to Maguire. Stones. Rice. Good ball by Rice. Stones. Nice ball by Stones. Feed through to Saka. Trippier. Trippier tried to slide it up the line. It was decent from England again. Got to keep the pressure on, keep that ball moving, ask questions, not just circulate the ball, but ask questions. Big switch of play. Nice chest down by Shaw. Shaw inside. Rice. Stones. Stones tries a little clip through, not a good ball. Wins the follow-up header. Kane, heavy layoff by him. Uncharacteristic. Oh! Which foul has he given there? I didn't think Saka was worth pulling up for a foul there. He got away with one a little bit there. Did the Mexican food arrive? I think all kinds of food has arrived that wasn't necessarily needed, Nick. So we'll see what's going on in the kitchen when we finish this one. What's going on in the kitchen? But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got the nerve, but nobody's here to teach me. If I can understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can. I guess they won't. I guess they're fronting. That's why I know my life is out of luck. Fool. Been spending most their lives living in the gangster's paradise. That's what it's come to now. And we should say rest in peace, the great Coolio who sang that song, who sadly died earlier in the year. Reem. Inside it goes. Musa. McKennie. Oh, into the box come the States. Oh, nice cutback. Well played, Bellingham. Cleared away. Well, those of you who wanted a basketball game out of this, I'm beginning to come round to your way of thinking now. You almost think, would it, would there actually be more chance of winning if it just all got stretched and went a bit silly? Dest knocks that back to Zimmerman. 57 on the clock now. We are coming up the hour mark. And then we're going to be looking at Gareth, and we're going to be looking at the bench. Pulisic with the shot around the post. The irony of this comment. What's the hype with Rice? Adams miles better than hyping up Adams. Look, they're both good players. I don't think if whichever one's better, I don't think Miles better. I think we're into football fan exaggeration mode again. But I like Adams. He's playing really well today. I fear a 1-0 loss here. I think we all do, Robin, don't you? I really want England to get on top in this one. It ain't happening. Corner, USA. Pulisic, left-hand side, right foot in, swinger. Come in. Pulisic puts it in. Maguire does well again. And that is surely a shove in the back from Musa. They've got to pull him up for that, haven't they? Musa curls it into the net. But he knew he'd committed the foul. It's good from Maguire again. So good on those set plays, isn't he? Right. And come on, England, then. Let's get this moving. Sure. Stones. Stones, big switch. Oh, here comes Robinson, though, careering forward down on a quick turnover. Robinson, it's a nice looking cross that. It was deflected out. John Stones and Jordan Pickford ranting and raving at each other. And the US are on top. And it feels like I've said that 10 times in this game, doesn't it? Corner then to the States. Pulisic near post. I think it was Maguire again. Ream wins it. Headed out by Shaw. Saka closes it down. Pulisic, careful. Harry Kane goes in full-blooded inside the penalty box. My brain was going, penalty. But he did get there first, Kane, and just prodded that out. England under some pressure here. The United States... let's not mischaracterise this. They've been the better side all game, haven't they? Not just in this half. Pulisic. And it comes. Another corner. Maguire again. He's headed the first contact on the last 3 corners. But they've recycled it again. Pulisic in the box against Kane. Well played, Harry Kane, who's been 1v1 with Pulisic in the penalty box and won the ball both times. Dribbles it out towards halfway, gives it away in the end, Kane. Musa. Dest. Bellingham trying to get England up the pitch. And here comes Zimmerman. Just a quick reminder, Gareth Southgate is going to make a sub. When that sub is made, lots of people will be outraged by the sub, whoever he puts on and whoever he takes off. So we'll try and be balanced about it when the sub does invariably happen. Let's be honest, he can pretty much put anyone in and anyone out, and I'd probably endorse it because the zing of this whole 11 just needs something to pep it up. They're just not at it, are they? Dest, lovely feet. Pulisic drives his shot, deflected. Maguire, again, gets a head on that. That ball spooned up, and Wright was going to come through. And Maguire just gets his head on it. I mean, it says a lot that over the past 5 minutes, England's best player has been Harry Maguire because he's doing head it, kick it, defending. What that tells us is that they're putting pressure on our tallest centre-back, essentially, or our most dominant aerial centre-back. I don't know whether he's taller than Stones. Time for a change. Well, I didn't think it was time for a change at half-time. I probably do now. It won't be popular, but I'd try and shore the midfield up and have another man in against the three, where Bellingham and Rice are, in true England theme, in central midfield being overrun. Another corner to the USA, who are really going to think they should be winning this game now, the way it's going. Maguire done well tonight. I mean, I agree, Liam, but it's a bit symptomatic that England have been defending essentially, haven't they? Pulisic, another corner. It feels like they've had 4 in probably the last 5 minutes. In comes the cross from Pulisic. Oh, Pickford lost that one. Anyone arriving on the back post there would have fancied that one. Good corner, that. Swung right in. All the big lads on the near post. Zimmerman seems certain that Pickford got a touch. He's right. Corner to USA again. There have been many. Put lots of pressure on with these. Pulisic headed away on the near post. Sterling does well to draw the foul. Drawing a foul that will allow England to just uncork that pressure a little bit. The camera's not gone on the bench yet. No substitutions yet for England. Yes, he's having a word with Jordan Henderson. Exactly what I thought he'd probably do. Central midfield. I wonder whether he's going to double up now and it'll be proper 4-3-3 versus 4-3-3. Honestly, I might be tempted to take Saka out as well. Love him, but not quite happened for him tonight. And I wouldn't take either of those. Although he does take Sterling off, doesn't he? He's sure. There's one round the corner from Mount. Yes, Grealish is getting ready as well. So it looks like a double. It looks like Henderson and Grealish coming into this one. We'll see if he changes the shape or whether he goes like for like. Here is Kane. Kane, little slip to Saka. Saka puts it across. I'm wondering whether he'll take Mount out for Henderson and make that a 4-3-3, which could release Bellingham. I reckon it'll be, well, it's either going to be Saka or Sterling for Grealish. I reckon it'll be Saka, to be honest, although Sterling might then have to switch to the other side. We'll see. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Henderson and Grealish just getting their instructions. I wonder whether this will go to a proper 4-3-3 now. And that central midfield issue, where they have been dominant, haven't they? Musa, Adams and McKennie. To be fair, they did dominate the Welsh, and the Welsh just missed out the midfield in the second half and went long, didn't they? Pulisic. Musa. Dest. McKennie. McKennie again. Heavy touch by Musa. Rice is going to get that clear. And headed down. We're about to see a double change for England. Henderson and Grealish coming in. Adams, he's been excellent, hasn't he? He or Pulisic probably get my man of the match vote at the moment. But 67, still plenty of mileage in this one. As soon as I say that, Adams plays a completely unnecessarily heavy pass to Ream, who knocks it out. I wonder will we get the subs now? So Sterling is out. I assume that's for Grealish then. He'll play down the front left. Who's coming out for Henderson? I hope he leaves Bellingham on. No, that's not going to be popular. To be fair, Bellingham's been really quiet in this game. So Henderson in for Bellingham. Henderson's just giving Mount some instructions. Don't know whether that means they're going to change shape. Bellingham out. Henderson in. Sterling out. Grealish in. See if we can have a look at the shape. Wonder whether they'll reverse the triangle in midfield. Doesn't look like the shape's changed at all. Mount still seems to be in a sort of high 8 position. Here comes Shaw. Shaw puts the cross in looking for Kane. Grealish was outside of him. And Rice wins that. Don't think he's changed the shape. Does still look like 4-2-3-1 and they're just like for like swaps. I wondered whether it might be worth making it a real midfield 3 and just trying to match up where the US have been pretty dominant there in central midfield. Here is Henderson, first touch. Rice, Shaw. Grealish, first touch for him. Here is Rice. Grealish now, 1v1 with Dest. Grealish, oh, great feet into the box, just overruns it in the end. Shaw against Ware. Here is Dest. Maguire versus Wright. Has he given a foul for that? Oh dear. He's been decent, this ref, but that did not look like a foul to me. Where are we at, guys? 70-22. Some good news. The US have slowed down the last few minutes. England double sub, but no change of shape per se. Grealish on for Sterling. Henderson on for Bellingham. Big tackle there by Dest. No foul. I think it's going to be an England throw. Oh, ouch. Did dive in and take Luke Shaw out somewhat there. What's going on here then? All the action has stopped for a second. It's going to be an England restart. Shaw takes it to Maguire. That's probably worth at least 4 minutes of stoppage time, that little stop in play. Maguire, Stones. Henderson, back to Stones. Stones to Trippier. England just struggling again. Well, as we've said frustratedly in many tournaments, to play through midfield. Nice switch of play there. Mount's just dropped into the pocket there. Grealish. Fouled by Dest. One thing Jack is very good at is making the referee realise how many times he's been fouled. by the same player. And here he is again. Grealish versus Dest. Grealish, lovely reverse ball. Mount, lovely nutmeg. Grealish cuts it back looking for Kane. Oh, Kane can't get it out of his feet. Well defended by Musa, who'd followed him back. That's a great touch by Weir. Maguire, hot on his heels, though, wins it back. Mount to Grealish. Mount and Grealish combining well here. Grealish tries to find Mount. Henderson pushing forward. Better from England. Shaw, Henderson. Rice. Stones. Kane. Saka. Oh, Trippier just lets it run under his foot there. Better from England, particularly when Mount and Grealish got working together there. Bit of spark over that left-hand side. 73-47. The US, we talked about them tiring, haven't made a substitute yet. And there is a horrible ball by John Stones all the way over the top. And England give away possession. Anyone awake? We're all good. Yeah, to be fair, Mike, I agree with you on that. 74 minutes. Their pressing's been good, hasn't it? And we all expected it to get worse in the second half after watching the Wales game, didn't we? But it hasn't. They've been can I say an unpleasant surprise, US? They've been better than I thought they were going to be. Not that England have been great, because they haven't, but two things can be true, right? Here comes Mount. Mount to Shaw. Shaw back to Mount and back to Shaw. Where are you going, lads? Rice. Little switch of play. Trippier to Rice. Back to Shaw. Maguire. Stones. Where's the space? Henderson. Rice. Shaw. Mount. Shaw. And yeah, US looks solid. We're keeping the ball, but that's better. Maguire through the lines to Saka. That opens up a little bit of space. Henderson down at the right. Henderson fizzes it in. Saka looked offside. Flag stays down. Saka's not been very good today, has he? Love him. Great player. Please score and prove me wrong, but it's not really worked. Here is Saka now in the box. And yeah, that sums up his night, doesn't it? Can't get away. Kicked against him. And out it goes for a goal kick. Here comes another substitution. Brendan Aronson is going to come on. So is Marcus Rashford. I wonder if that's the end of it for Bukayo Saka. Aronson's coming on for McKennie, who's played well, actually. All three of those, Musa, Adams and McKennie. This is where the USA dropped off when those three got broken up by subs in the second half. I'm assuming Rashford's coming in for Saka, who, again, love him, but love Bellingham in the first game, but both of them have been very quiet today. So Aronson is in for the States. We're going to get another substitution for the USA. Shaq Moore comes in for Dest, the right back. So what I will say is the USA have just taken off two of their better players. We'll see what their depth is like. In comes Rashford then, as expected for Saka, who, come on, let's not single him out. No one's really impressed for England tonight. Let's see if Rashford can. $77.56. That's now 3 subs for England, 2 for the States. Robinson, nice ball down the line. Pulisic, nice close control by him. Adams. Pulisic tries to poke it through again. Come on, Marcus, this is your chance. Hope Marcus needs a goal ASAP. Yep. Anyone. I don't care who right now. Maguire. Sure. Maguire. Stones. 79 on the clock. England 0, USA 0. Lots of you were telling me England have never beaten in the World Cup the United States. I think that is going to hold out here. Grealish fouled again, this time by Moore. Free kick to England. Maguire to Stones. Mount. Mount just has it robbed off him by Aronson. And here's Pulisic. Nice little lift into the corner. And Maguire, who's probably been England's best player in the second half, slides in. Here's Moore down the right-hand side. Grealish goes with him. Is there a sting in the tail from the US? Henderson not happy with how far back England are, trying to push everyone forward. Rice wins it higher up and then given away. I think it was by Grealish. Kane all the way back in his own half. Deja vu this. Remember the second game of the Euros was the 0-0 against Scotland. Here's Mount. Good play by Mount. Finds Kane. Kane to Trippier. Henderson. Yuck. Floaty ball by Henderson. It's good goalkeeping by Turner. They tried to rough him up there, but it did not work. Really poor ball by Henderson. I think he tried to whip it in and just got underneath it. And up it went in the air. Adams. Robinson. Pulisic has played well, hasn't he? Moore, who looks very fresh actually down the right-hand side. I thought he was going to be a downgrade on Dest. Maybe not for 12 minutes or whatever it is he's got to do. Kane. They've won the foul. I totally agree. Maguire's been, definitely the second half, Maguire's been England's best player, which says a lot about which area of the pitch the ball has been in, doesn't it? It's one of those games where everybody is underperforming. It kind of drags it down a little bit, doesn't it? And the more scared the England players get, the more confident the US players get. That's how it has gone. We get another double sub, and here comes Dortmund's Gio Reyna and Norwich City's Josh Sargent, who did start the first game. I'm assuming Wright has come out. They didn't tell me who was coming off. I wouldn't agree that this is as boring as the Scotland game because the US have been far more attacking than Scotland were. That was two. I think it's a big 3-5-2 they played, didn't they? Scotland, and just sat in there. And I had lots of people trying to tell me that Billy Gilmore was like Andrea Pirlo, and I was like, really? Hopefully, that's been proven right since. Have we had a corner this half? I don't think we have we? If Sargent scored, we never hit it. I don't. Imagine that. England losing to the US and a Norwich player scoring the winning goal. Oh, my God. Stop it. Good luck to him. Seems a nice bloke, Sargent. Here is Shaw. Grealish. It's a foul, isn't it? Third foul on Grealish. Come on, ref. Come on. I think 6 behind Neymar from the other night. Was Brazil last night? All the games are rolling into one now. Neymar got fouled 9 times, I think. Free kick to England. Here we go. Get it in the mixer. Go on. I'm serious, though. Get a good delivery on this. Maguire's been winning everything in the air, so keep your eye on him. It would be slightly tough on the US if they were to concede now, but we'll take it. Sure. In comes the free kick from the left. It's a good delivery. Ream does well. Does really well, actually. Good distance on the clearance. And Pulisic, if they've fouled Pulisic there, that's ridiculous. Deary me. Pulisic facing his own goal about 20 metres up the pitch. No need to foul him at all. Just going to stick it out for a throw-in. Silly England. Silly. .85 on the clock. England 0, USA 0. USA very deserving of at least a point in this game, but it's not over yet. And knowing this World Cup, we will have 8-9 minutes of stoppage time. Good question. Did he get fouled 9 times or win 9 free kicks? There is a distinction there. We're actually wasting time. I don't think we're wasting time, John. I think it was just a very silly decision to make a tackle in that point, wasn't it? But yeah, meh. It's the word to describe this performance. Meh. I got nothing, guys. My optimism is draining away. Come on, England. In that game against Belgium where David Platt scored at the end, I don't think we were that good in that game either, were we? Throw in to England, who could qualify, for God's sakes, if they score. Don't really deserve it, do they? Maguire down the line. Lovely touch by Grealish. Kane's on halfway again, bless him. Oh, Kane slides that through. Rashford. First touch by him. Rashford sorts his feet out. Go on, Marcus. Rashford. Grealish comes inside. Oh, lovely back heel by Grealish. Rashford in the box. Sure, on the overlap. Rashford. Silly curler. Should have played that in to Luke Shaw. Got up at 2:50 a.m. for this. That is brutal, isn't it? .87 on the clock now. Who said in the chat, tepid? Tepid. Get your words in. I want the most floral language possible. Tepid I like at the moment the best. Anemic. Yeah, I think I'm just going to come back to there. Yanis. Yeah, you are right. Belgium hit the post. Yeah. Enzo Schifo. Enzo Schifo. We just talk about Enzo Schifo, the great Belgian midfielder, for the remainder of this game. I say that there will be at least 7 minutes stoppage time. So Droll, bilge, dross, pathetic. Oh dear. Come on, England. Please score and shut us all up. It's not going to happen, is it? More. Zimmerman knocks it back. What is Turner doing? He's trying to help us out here, dribbling up the pitch, the keeper. They've worked this well, actually, the States. Musa. Here's Sargent, first touch for him. Here's the danger man, Pulisic. Oh, Pulisic, I think he's trying to find more. Aronson helps it on more. It's a good move. Oh, poor final ball. Deserved better, didn't it? Really good build-up from the States. Cleared away. Flaccid. Oh, that word. Flaccid. Limp. Dire. Don't speak about Wickham like that, Power Mad. Flaccid. A flaccid performance from the England. From the Three Lions. Here is Zimmerman. Bob Dylan's real name is Zimmerman, isn't it? Not Zimmerman Dylan. Bob Zimmerman. Robert Zimmerman. Nice to see some credit for Maguire tonight, though. I know that's kind of a backhanded compliment, isn't it? That our head at kick at centre-half has been our best player, which I think he probably has, hasn't he? Particularly in that 50 to 60 minute, well, maybe it was a bit later than that. I might be getting my times wrong there. He was headed, built up all of those set plays, and he's headed it away. Henderson gets double teamed there by Pulisic. And well, they take the free kick early. England looking for Grealish on the back stick. England, ladies and gentlemen, everybody calm down. England have a corner. Supine. We've all been Maguired. Here comes the board. Only 4 minutes. Corner, everybody. Here we go. Come on, Maguire. This is the one. It's going to get headed away on the near post, isn't it? Trippier, who normally gets a good delivery. 4 minutes of stoppage time in this one. FIFA have stopped their overcorrection of 1,000 minutes of stoppage time, which is good news. Right, here we go. Trippier sticks the corner in. Maguire heads it down, and I thought we were going to get the big moment then. Into the ground, bounces up, and in keeping with the England performance, the ball arcs up. Nobody makes a challenge for it. Matt Turner doesn't jump and catches the ball at head height. Robert Alan Zimmerman. There it is. Who said they would be? That wasn't me, was it, Liam? No goals. I would never say something like that because I know I get held to account for that. Wasn't me. But she called me on the counter. It wasn't me. Saw me kissing on the sofa. Oh, giveaway there by Zimmerman to Grealish. Grealish fouled again. Right, this is silly. 5 fouls on Grealish now. No yellow cards yet. They're definitely stretching them out, aren't they? And Grealish is right to be saying this to the referee. Free kick to England, though. 92 on the clock. Can Luke Shaw get a good delivery in here? Let's be fair. Maguire is our only chance now. That's what it's come to. Maguire's on the back post. Where's Shaw going to put this? Referee's just having a word. I think he's telling Maguire, you're offside, mate. I think Maguire's saying, I know, which means the ball's probably not going to him. Sure. Maguire's still offside. In comes the free kick. Oh, it's headed goalwards. It's headed over. I think it was Kane as well. Could have won it. Oh, they were all looking at Maguire and what he was up to at the back post. Oh, it's a chance, isn't it? Let me have a look at that. Oh, Kane jumps and then has to kind of crouch his head down. If he just ran at it, it's an easy header, isn't it? I think the free kick came in lower than he expected, but still, it's Harry Kane. You expect him to do the necessary, don't you? Damn. 93-28 on the clock. This is going to end 0-0. Back pass into Turner. Rashford closes him down. Turner just no nonsense. Gets that one down the ground. Are they giving a foul there against Maguire on Reina? If they have, it might be a chance for the U. Yeah, they have. Silly. Again, no need to foul. And the US have got no real problem here, just sticking this in the box. It's going to be the last play of the game, yeah. What's the manager saying there? I think he's saying, no, don't go forward. I couldn't quite read his signals there. I don't think the US are going all out. Oh, no, they are. You wouldn't blame them for sticking everyone up. It's taken quickly, slid down the line. It's poor that. Grealish just gets a foot and it was passed down to Reina. And, ladies and gentlemen, full time, a flaccid performance by England, a limp performance by England, who weren't good tonight, were they? They didn't play with any tempo. They let the US really have control of the game with their pressing, didn't they? I thought Adams was good for the US. I thought Pulisic was at it, wasn't he? It's not the end of the world for England, but it's not a good performance, is it? You look at that and you kind of think, if that's a France or a Brazil, then home we go. But hey, it could change. In the Euros, obviously, there was the draw against Scotland, which was followed up by good performance, including a really good performance against Germany as well. I suspect Twitter will go into complete meltdown. I think some criticism after that is reasonable. Total meltdown, probably not. But there is Group B. England lead. It's a 1-2-3-4 now. So if England were to draw with Wales in the last game, they would go to 5 points and they would still qualify, because obviously Iran and USA, only one of those would be able to go past with a win. If England were to beat Wales, they would be on 7 points. They would win the group. There we go. Let's get some final comments. USA did play well, but England allowed them. Yeah, I think you're right there. Two things can be true. Worse than the Croatia game? No, because I enjoyed the USA, Vindaloo, I have to say. We've qualified unless we lose 4-0. Is that the right number? Wow. Like watching MK dance, frustrating lack of ideas. Yeah, not great, was it? The Americans almost beaten us. They didn't beat us. They didn't beat us. Yeah. Morocco, Croatia was more excited. Well, other opinions are available. USA played well. Yeah, USA were good, weren't they? The thing you got to remember is USA have less resources in terms of player quality than we do. It's a good performance. I thought they were good. I thought they were good. USA are our bogey team. Let's go with that as the argument. In the spirit of trying to be balanced, that was crap. There we go. Impotent, flaccid. Boo. There you go. Thank you for guiding us through this cornucopia of mediocrity. Well, I tried my best to be positive. I gave it until the hour mark, but yeah, no reaction at halftime is a bit disappointing. There's pragmatism, which is okay. And yeah, it is pragmatic. Look, you beat Iran, you've drawn against... They're probably going to qualify. Like we've said, it's going to take some kind of miracle for them to not qualify. But you kind of want to see, where's this going? what happens if it's France, Argentina, Brazil, etc. in the second phase, and it's not, with the greatest respect to Pulisic, Wright and Ware, it's not those guys, it's Mbappe, Griezmann, Giroud, whoever, insert French player, or Neymar, Vinicius, Richarlison. You know what I'm saying, don't you? So, yeah, time for reflection, I think. A poor performance by England, not the end of the world. And a game against the Welsh left, where I think the only thing that's going to make England fans optimistic, and when I say optimistic, I mean some evidence that all we really want from England is to know that when they play one of the best teams in the world, they can give them a game. That's all we want. It's knockout football, isn't it? We know you can lose a game. You lose a game to anyone. All we want to see is, can we give any of these teams a good game? We appeared to have evidence of that against Iran, but not here today against the United States. Not good. I think I'm labouring the point now. So I'll say thank you, everybody, for watching. I understand the frustration. Apologies if I've disagreed with you on anything in the chat today. Just trying to keep it balanced and try and offer the opposite view. Pretty much the chat was right, wasn't it? Let's be honest, it wasn't a good performance. Maybe some sense of exaggeration and overblowing it, but the general view from the chat I would agree with, and I don't want to agree with England not being very good, but we're here to call it how it is, aren't we? And it just wasn't very good. So I'd be interested to hear what Southgate says afterwards, and we'll see what the reaction is against Wales. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. What have we got? It might well be, no offence to Tunisia, Australia, or Poland, Saudi Arabia. I love watching the Saudis. It might be France, Denmark, and Argentina, Mexico. I might try and go back-to-back tomorrow. We will see. Thank you and good night. Totally anonymous. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll give you that one after the fact, Badger. I'll back down on that one. FA Cup tomorrow. Yeah, Ipswich on Sunday against Buxton. There we go. It's good for 4 days. Take the positives. Noob. Does that mean you're a newbie or I'm a knob? I don't know. Hopefully that means you're a newbie. Kings Lynn Stevenage. Very nice. Stevenage, you're good. There we go. Right. Thank you, everybody. I am all done. A bit of a drab 0-0 draw for England. Exactly what happened in the Euros. Let's hope we get the second part of that and we get all the way to the final after it. Less optimistic, though, I have to say. Thanks for watching. Over and out.